So many pricks. How you doing? Good to see you again. It's been a while. So how's it going anyway, all you odd feckers just like me? It's been a while since I've really thought about my FPL team. A lot of people have thought the break has been too long. I thought it's gone too quick. Genuinely, it's been two of the quickest weeks of my life. So it's been long. It's also felt very short. Looking at my team then, Sanchez was in goal. He played against Nottingham Forest, which, you know what, I guess does feel like quite a while ago. He was upset because they were at home. He made two saves. And Chelsea, under Poch, they've got all the underlying stats, which is going right. And just the real stats, which actually matter, aren't going right. In another game where they dominated possession, they had more shots. They managed to come out the wrong side of it. It's just something to consider when it comes to Chelsea that their underlying data is so good that eventually they will pick up and turn it around. In defense, then as well, Ruben Diaz. What's the point in having players like Ruben Diaz and Ederson when Man City trounced teams and they just concede the silliest goals? Tim Ream scored, got rid of the clean sheet for Man City, and then Estupinan as well, playing against Newcastle. Ferguson is a different beast, isn't he? He looks like the Irish Harry Kane. He is just built diffy. He is a unit, and I love him. And I just wish, he'd stop getting injured at international breaks. That would be quite nice, because then probably wouldn't lose every game that we play in internationally. But then, Stephen Kenny would still be in the job longer. So there's, yeah, there's two sides to that coin. Estupinan, though, I don't think Brighton look in any way decent defensively, and I think they're going to concede a lot more goals. If you have a player like Estupinan, you should really be keeping him purely just for the goal scoring threat, because Brighton aren't keeping clean sheets anytime soon. I say this when they're playing against Man United next, which you know what that means? They're keeping a clean sheet. Trent Alexander-Arnold as well finally did something, and I feel like he's had a few games like this where he scores heavy points, and I'm quite happy with it. He got an assist, a clean sheet, 3 bonus points against Aston Villa. I thought Villa would do better. They did not. The thing is with Trent, though, he's unfortunately been announced as injured, so that's something which I'm going to have to activate and plan in my team going forward. Saliba as well. Arsenal beat United 3-1. That game was not a 3-1. I'm a United fan. I'm biased, obviously, but that was never a 3-1 result. That Garnacho goal, do you think it was offside? Leave a comment down below. It wasn't offside to me. I know the lines, whatever. Yeah. I know geometry. You know geometry. I don't believe that. Yeah, anyway, that's my conspiracy of the day. I've got to stop having conspiracies. I'm feeling a little bit wild. Then in midfield, Rashford got the goal. He looked quite lively. His ex-lively is quite high, but he's definitely looking better playing on the left than as a striker. It's delightful as well seeing Hodgson come on as a striker. It just made Rashford look even better, and as a better player to have in the team, it creates more space for him because Hodgson's rapid as well. He's so fast. And Mbuemo as well. Eh, You know what? If you haven't owned Mbuemo since the start of the season, you must be kicking yourself. Like, as in, people said, oh, yeah, he can't keep it up. He's keeping it up. He's scoring 30 goals this season. I don't believe that. But yeah, he's scoring. He scored 4 goals in 4, is it? Yeah, 4 goals in 4. Amazing. And then as well as that, he's not getting assists. He's getting penalties. And you know what? People say that Brentford can't keep this up in terms of getting penalties. They can. And they will. Oh, they better, because it's the only thing that's relying on points for me. Then looking at Odegaard and Saka, it seems like every week they flip who's getting more points. And you know what? It's quite nice to have both of them. There's been some injury doubts about Saka over the international break about his Achilles, but Arteta said he's fine. And you know what? He has hair. He's not a bald fraud, even though he was under the tutelage of the bald fraud. Me as well, as you can tell, I need a haircut. So, not a bald fraud. In fact, too much hair. Odegaard and Saka as well, still good picks going forward. I like Arsenal. And I said in my last week's video with players like Rashford, Odegaard, Saka, you don't get rid of them for a game like this because there was going to be goals and there was 4. So all the attacking players that had got points. Saliba did not, but it is what it is. Next up then is the forwards. Ollie Watkins, for once, didn't get 5 points. He didn't keep on chugging along with those 5 points, but Watkins is going to score soon. It's just a matter of time. Aston Villa are playing well, and Villa have up next Crystal Palace. So I don't know who's going to be in goal for Crystal Palace. It could be Dean Henderson. It could be the other lad whose name escapes me, who I had at the start of the season, who's not Pickford, but doesn't look like Pickford either. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff you're getting here. It's fantastic, isn't it? I try to be a little bit different, but my reasoning's still solid, okay? I might be a bit weird, but that's it. And then I think the maddest thing in the world to me is Erling Haaland as a captaincy option. After scoring 40 points, 20 by 2, people are considering captaining Son, Maddison against Sheffield United instead of Erling Haaland. What? What's wrong with these people? You know you're wrong. Like, Haaland's just a pick. Anyway, well, I digress. Let's go on to my points for this week. If you want to add them up now, I'll let you. So I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get it? 88. 88's class, man. Class. Love it. 278 points up from 190. You see that quick maths there? And an overall rank of 79,948. Not bad. It's not bad, is it? So you know how not bad it is? 88. 88's class, man. Class. Love it. 278 points up from 190. You see that quick maths there? And an overall rank of 79,948. Not bad. It's not bad, is it? So you know how not bad it is? 88. 88's class, man. Class. Love it. 278 points up from 190. You see that quick maths there? And an overall rank of 79. There's a creators league, which I'm part of. Because you know what? This is creating. This is, to some people, entertainment. You know what's entertaining? Having a cactus as a prop. Having my girlfriend's sunglasses as a prop. Don't tell me this isn't great entertainment. But yeah, anyway, look at this. Number 3 in the world. So my screen's quite small, so I'm having to like zoom in here. But yeah, Nathan Bacon's in first, and you know what? Funny fella. But he's used all his chips to get there, and I'm only 12 points behind him. Is that right? No, I'm a good bit, actually, yeah. It's a really small screen, I can't read it, but I'm 12 behind Fran. And Fran's videos are good, check them out. I'm in a few group chats with him. He's a nice fella. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, anyway, I'm doing well. I'm ahead of a lot of the bigger creators on the platform. So yeah, haha. Doing better than you. So now it goes to my fantastic art here where it says what to do. So I'll tell you what to do. The clean sheet probabilities of this week were the teams that you want to target defensively. Players from Spurs like Udogie are really good picks this week because they're playing against Sheffield United, who cannot attack. They did bring in Cameron Archer, who does look a decent punt. I said punt, okay? And he does look like he will give them more of an attacking edge than their previous players have, like Osula. Fulham as well have a 44% chance of a clean sheet against Luton. I think Luton are better offensively than they're being given credit for. And this is a really good barometer to see how they are away from home. Luton have looked terrible away from home so far, but at home they looked a lot better. So this is something to look out for when it comes to game week 7 when they have that double. Man City and Arsenal both have 42%. Arsenal will probably keep a clean sheet against Everton. They're just a little bit more solid than Man City, who like conceding 1 goal after scoring a 5. Can you tell I'm bitter? Newcastle as well, they're coming up to a great fixture turn. Their games are starting to look really good. And to be honest, you should probably start considering getting some Newcastle players in. The issue with Newcastle, though, obviously, is that they'll be playing in Champions League. We don't know how they'll handle those games. But looking at their games, Brentford at home, Sheffield United away, Burnley at home, West Ham away, Crystal Palace at home, Wolves away. Those are the next 6 games. They will have close to 40% plus chances of keeping clean sheets in all of those games. So having a defensive asset like somebody like Burn, Trippier, or Pope in goal, you'll probably keep a few clean sheets. Obviously, last year, Trippier was defensive gold in terms of creation, in terms of assists, bonus points, clean sheets. He was the man. This season, he hasn't shown it, but you know what? I'm always in the idea of fixtures create form. So if you have easier fixtures, you get this concept called form. Generally, if you're just playing weaker teams, you get form because you're playing weaker teams. Liverpool as well, they have so many defensive casualties. Trent's out, Virgil van Dijk's out. They're probably not going to keep a clean sheet, but it's Wolves. It's like that thing where an impenetrable force and some rock that's really heavy or whatever. Something like that, yeah. You know the term. I don't. Next up then is the anytime goal scorers. No surprise that Haaland's at 60% and Son Heung-min's at 55%. Salah then at third with 50%. These are the 3 best captaincy picks for this week. Looking then at 4 for Jackson at 45%. At that sort of percentage, I'm tempted to start up a Betfair account and start gambling again because he couldn't hit the fucking barn door with his shots. For Chelsea spent almost $1 billion in 18 months and they're starting him up top. Where's the priorities? Like him and Sanchez, like the 2 ends of the pitch where you need good players, and they have that. So yeah, that's my piece on that. Moving on then, the next question is the star boy, the hat-trick hero, it's Son Heung-min. Everybody's talking about bringing in Sonny, and it's like they've just forgotten the last 9 months of their lives. Son has been on a downwards trend for a long time. Do I think he's a good captaincy option this week against Sheffield United? Yeah. Do I think he's a good player to bring in for Sheffield United? Yeah. The issue with Son is he's had 1 good game. He scored 3 goals, and those are his 3 goals this season. He's played 4 games, and 3 goals in 4 isn't bad, but he's not going to play Burnley every week. Looking at his fixtures after this game week, like Sheffield United at home, obviously a great fixture. But then the week after, you have Arsenal away and you have and Liverpool at home. You're going to be tempted to sell him. Let's be real. That's the thing with Son. You're buying him for 1 week. And then, you know what? Game week 8, you'll probably want him back for Luton than Fulham. So for me, I think with Son, he's not a transfer in if you don't own him. I'd rather have Rashford. Or Bruno. Or, you know what? Diaz or somebody like that. I just don't think, or even Madison because he's cheaper and it's more versatile. You can spend better with your squad. But looking at those fixtures, I think it's a great way to see what kind of player Son is, even if he's going to continue playing as a striker. Like looking at those fixtures, Sheffield United, yeah, he'll probably score points. We all know that. Against Arsenal and Liverpool, will he? We'll see. And to be honest, I like the idea of having a bigger sample size to look at a player to ensure that he's good. I know Son in the past has been great, but Son of the last year hasn't been. Since he got that new contract, he doesn't look the same player. So yeah, anyway, moving on from Son, I'm going to talk to you now about the expected points for this week. This is taken from FPL.team. You can see here that Salah is the most likely, or the highest expected points for this week away to Wolves. Not worth a move. He's too expensive. Haaland then in second. Haaland plays, he scores, he gets points, he's guaranteed. Son as well. These are not really surprising players. Looking at them, there really is only 2 or 3 captaincy options. And the Haaland, Son, and Salah. And Salah, you're not bringing in. If you don't own him, you're not bringing him in. Haaland, captaincy option, he's 92% owned. 92% of teams own him. There's so many dead teams now which have Haaland as captain. If you go differential, it has to be a week where you know the player is going to score more points. And that's like the kind of game week where Haaland's injured. So, do you really want it to destroy your rank? No, you don't. So, play the game smart. Well, play it how you want, but I'm not telling you that going against Haaland is smart when his ownership is 92%. That could wreck your season. Look at it last week. You lost 20 points if you went against them.
Everybody, transfer, transfer, transfer.
So my transfers this week, I had 2 free ones. It's getting rid of the injured Trent Alexander-Arnold and Antoine Semenyo from Bournemouth, and bringing in Kieran Trippier and Morris from Luton. As I've said earlier, Trippier's fixtures are too good, and Trent Alexander-Arnold gives me a way to get in Trippier. Do I think Trippier's worth the money? No, but did I think Trent Alexander was either? No. So it's from one overpriced asset to another. Do I think they're both good for points? Yes. In terms of Morris, his first game that I have him for is away to Fulham. Am I going to start him? Probably not, looking at those clean sheet percentages. And I don't know if they're good away from home yet. So this is another one where it's just one to keep. The real punts for him here is the Wolves game next week, and then the double game week where Luton are playing against, who is it again? Let me check the fixtures. Everton and Burnley. These are 2 games that you probably want them for. So yeah, those are my 2 transfers of this week. So let's go through my team. In goal, the decision was between Turner and Sanchez. And, you know, Nottingham Forest assigned a new goalkeeper from Benfica, who's Greek and their owner's Greek. So Steve Cooper might feel a little bit of pressure to start. I'm not going to even attempt to say his name. Vlada, yeah, whatever. So Turner might not start, but I'd be happy with Sanchez starting this week too. Then moving to defense, the decision is to start Ruben, Cash, Trippier, and Saliba. It's not really too difficult. I have Estupinan on the bench, but these are the players with the best fixtures. I don't think Estupinan's going to keep a clean sheet, and if he starts, he could get a goal against United because we are leaky, but you can't really be starting left backs for goals. I'd much rather start him next week against Bournemouth, but he's not leaving my team. Then in midfield again, it's Rashford, who's at home to Brighton. I think Brighton are there to concede goals. They're so open. They're obviously missing McAllister and Caicedo. Whilst they look better offensively, they're way more open. There's going to be goals in that game. Then in Mbuemo as well. You just can't not start Mbuemo in the form he's in. So it's Mbuemo versus Trippier. I'll be happy with points from either of them. Like, realistically, I don't think this is the fixture that I want either of them for. Next week, Newcastle playing against Sheffield United away, and then Mbuemo is playing against Everton. So those are both fixtures that I want. I don't want to get rid of either of them, even though I just brought in Trippier, but I think both of them have higher upsides, and the both could get attacking returns as well. I think Mbuemo and Trippier are both better options than somebody like a Estupinan. Then Odegaard and Saka, both of them are fit. Both of them are playing Everton. Everton are one of the worst sides in the Premier League. So they're both captaincy options as well, but as I've said, it is what it is. Watkins and Haaland start up top. These two have started for me every week since the start of the season. My team has largely been the same since the start of the season too. Watkins is at home to Crystal Palace, while Haaland's away to West Ham. As I've said, like, if you want to know what my captaincy is, I'm going to tell you now. It's clicking the subscribe button and liking the video. I heard that people who like and subscribe the video get like 100% better luck in life. So if you do that, better luck. So do it, yeah. Come on, do it. Thanks. Anyway, captaincy, no surprises then. The big man Erling. 20 points last week, double by 240. You just can't go against them. 92% ownership. It really is that simple. It's almost questionable for people to not captain him at this stage. My bench then obviously is Sanchez, Sarr, who's for Spurs, playing at home to Sheffield United. Honestly, he's the best price 4.5 midfielder. He's playing higher up. Morris then is my second choice. He's away to Fulham. As I've said, I want to see how they're going to play. Luton, that is. And then Estupinan's my third choice. As in, there's decent options on that bench. There's headaches galore. But you know what? You'll need your bench. Looking at what's coming forward, they're like Arsenal are playing against Man City soon, and City are playing against Arsenal. So there could be point issues there. And looking at my team, I'm pretty happy with it. So let's see if we get back up to 69,000 this week. Anyway, I've been Paddy. Make sure to click that like, subscribe, all that stuff that I asked you to do here. And I shall see you next week in Game Week 6. See you soon. I'll get a haircut.